Hey doctors, I want to give you a little hint of something that you should be doing in your practice with your practice members, or if you aren't seeing your practice members right now, send out an email with this video, with a video lesson, talking to them about this. This is a really important topic, and it's really about helping individuals with neurodevelopmental disorders, and really anybody, and children that are just moving, that are in early life and moving through development, that are just learning and maybe not quite there yet with language, tying in language with emotions, with feelings and facial expressions, and learning communication, back and forth communication outside of self. So, toddlers, as we, even before we start to engage in language, it's really important as we, in stage of development, as we start to move we have more sophistication in our ability to move our own body in space, we start to attend more outside of self. And one of the things that's really important about that is that's setting the stage for our ability to start learning and engaging in language. And so that ends up in sophisticated language like expressive language, but it doesn't start there. One of the places it starts is just attending to, looking, feeling, touching, watching gestures, facial expression, body movements of other people, and tying that into communication. One of the challenges is right now we don't have a lot of people around our kids. We don't have a lot of, the typical social interaction where we can practice that, where we can start to attend to that. And so one of the things that you should be doing with the kids that are coming into your practice of all ages, and you should be teaching your practice members' parents, is that we should be doing things in a more, making more big gestures with our body, more engagement with our face when we're talking to our kids, the babies, the toddlers. We should be, when you sing songs, make bigger gestures, do more facial expression, play games with older kids and maybe kids that need to fill these gaps, maybe if they're older, but this is where they are developmentally. Play games that are okay, when I smile, what is that feeling? And when I do this with my body, what does that tell you? And play games where they have to attend outside of themselves to pick up on nonverbal communication and start to tie that in with how they process their world. This is a really important step of development, but the problem is we need others to do that. The other thing is that when we start to engage with others and we start to open up and get back to being around other people, this can be really challenging for somebody that hasn't had to attend, hasn't had to do this nonverbal dance of socialization. And so prepare people. Look, it's okay. You might see more hurt feelings. You might see more, stepping on each other's toes because you're not picking up on the nonverbal cues. And this goes for adults. This goes for us too. You may feel that you're having trouble connecting with others where you didn't before. And there's a lot of reasons for that. So 2 things. One is encouraging people and you yourself, making sure your body movement, gesturing, connecting, playing games like that to stimulate and encourage healthy development where we may not be having that outside of self right now as much as we could be or should be. And 2, knowing that as we transition into that, just knowing that there probably are going to be a few stumbles with that and that some things to expect will be very helpful to transition through that. So enjoy. This may seem like a small thing. It's actually a really important piece of the puzzle in the whole hierarchy and trajectory of brain development. So use these little lessons, give them to your practice members, give them to your parents, do them with your own kids. You'll see that each step is like a brick. We're building a house from the bottom up, and each one may seem small, but they're part of the whole. Thanks for being on the Focus team. Thanks for helping your communities. They need you now more than ever.